McCloskey. I want to scream for the G.O.P. I want to sit with
TC and Jake. Are you going to be able to make it through the show sober? Or I guess the question I'm not trying to ask is, are you sober now?
Technically, yes. Technically, yes.
Just
Why?
With the release of Hard Mountain Dew, I didn't know.
I saw that this
I
morning.
didn't know if you're going to stop on your way home. That seems right up your alley.
I need a store locator
for Hard Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I saw that was trending, and I'd love to sample. I'd love to give it a little
Just
sample.
a sample?
It doesn't look like it's out yet. But man,
Coming to a Grapevine pool near you.
I think I saw it's like 9%.
Okay, that's heavy, right?
That's extremely heavy.
That'll get you there, won't it?
I think that's like original Four Loko.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what calls to mind here. Is,
right.
Are we re-entering a golden age of you partying? I think that I'm against government regulation, but if they hadn't done something about the Four Loko situation, I don't think that you'd be sitting here today.
It was destroying not only my life, but the fabric of society.
Yeah, dude. You could just buy that in any store.
There was a situation where I was homeless, with one more year of the old recipe being on the market.
Yeah.
I've never had anything like it.
It was a wild time. I mean, I'm so glad that I could be there. That was whenever we were living together.
Yeah.
Seeing it up close was a treat, a joy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'd never experienced anything like it. It felt like I wanted to.
No.
We could take the call. We should start doing that.
Telemarketer.
Have I asked you about the Customs and Border Patrol thing? I did. We talked about that last week,
Yes.
right? Yeah. It just felt like I would have been doing a disservice when the original Four Loko came out to all of my ancestors who made drinks in bathtubs at one point or another, or in a barn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, look, it's like
They
appreciating
walked so that you could run.
Exactly.
This allowed you to fly.
Like appreciating air conditioning or something like that. Like,
yeah.
That's what I was trying to do. By the way,
I stand on the shoulders of the drunks who came before me.
That's exactly right. When is the election for McCloskey's husband?
I think it's not for a while, but that's a great question.
Mark?
Yeah.
I'm seeing Mark McCloskey.
Yes, that's, yeah. Patricia McCloskey's husband.
I'd love to...
that rules so much.
I'd love
How's
to
he
keep,
doing?
I'd love to keep track of that race. If you'd like to take one guess
Missouri Senate poll.
If you'd like to take a look at the Mark McCloskey for U.S. Senate website, it's simply McCloskeyforSenate.com. I'll give you one guess what the photo is.
Him holding the gun?
I think you know that it's just the... And my favorite thing about that photo, too, is I don't know much about guns. You folks probably all know that. That is the funniest two guns that the two of them could be holding outside of like a musket that you actually have to pack. Like she's got the gun that looks like it's from GoldenEye.
Yes.
Like the little guy.
Yeah.
And then he's got the, I guess you would call it I don't know if it's a long gun. I don't know what people prefer to not get mad. That's actually like a really underrated element of the culture war. Corby always runs afoul of this. Is that people get really mad if you say machine gun. Okay. Because it's not.
All right.
It's not fully automatic. It's not a machine. It's not machine fed, I guess.
I mean, doesn't it seem like the important distinction is if you hold down the trigger, does it keep firing bullets?
Yeah, and I think maybe you have to alter some of them to make them do that beyond like a short burst.
Stocks were, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very funny though, just because you imagine the progressive or the neo-lib who's like, hey, we don't call...
I want to fire an AR-15.
I have.
You have?
I have.
Where's it at? Let me go get it.
It's not mine. I walked into my uncle's office one day that I was interning for. And I was there, I think I was there 4 or 5 days a week. I think maybe it was Monday through Thursday. So maybe this was a Thursday. But I walked in at 9 o'clock and it was sitting on the chair at the desk, little cubicle I worked in.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, we're taking some time today.
Okay.
And we went and fired shotguns and his 45 and his AR. But it was not, I swear it was set to where I had to continue pulling the trigger.
Okay.
So, but I mean, still, it would shoot as fast as you could, you know.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I'm not real clear on the details, but I would like to learn them. And if anyone if anyone out there can give me a Jake's uncle type experience,
oh, you can get that done quickly.
TC at itsjustbanter.com.
It's
I
shockingly
assume that if
easy
I'm willing
to
to
fire.
pay, I would be able to do it like tomorrow. But
Yeah,
I'm begging for someone to give it to me for free.
and you probably want someone there who halfway knows what they're doing.
Yeah, dude, just sounds cool. I like meeting listeners.
Yeah, shockingly easy to fire. If you like me before that had only fired like a deer rifle or a shotgun, it's not in the same universe.
Yeah.
It feels like a fucking paintball gun. There's nothing to it. But anyways, it's just funny to me that like
Fucking Brits know
people
about
are like,
that.
oh, okay, so we can't call it the disabled list now? What do we call them? We can't use the R word? What are we gonna? And they're the people who, if you call their gun by the outdated term, they're upset. They're upset with that. They want to know why you can't use certain. I mean, they're from China. Why can't we use that word? That's the same set of people that occasionally will get mad if you use long gun, long rifle, machine gun. Anyways, they're policing the language of guns, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could see how they would need to do that.
I'm going to donate money to Mark McCloskey. Boy,
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Let's click on issues here and see exactly how. Here's really all he's about: a proven record of defending Missouri and fighting for Trump.
those are the two big things you need.
You have to defend Missouri, you have to fight for Trump, and you have to not grab potentially perky breasts with a dino grabber. if you want to obtain and retain public office, apparently.
Yeah, those are the requirements. No, is a big, obviously, huge day for...
The Cuomo-sexuals?
Well, not the homosexuals. Maybe. I don't care about them. I just mean, as the keeper of so they got away with that, huh? We've never missed one. We've never moved someone to the list erroneously until now. I was ready to come in here and do a segment about how it was wild that the Time's Up lady could not get away with that, huh? And the governor could.
Which one was Time's Up lady?
Her name was Roberta something, but she resigned from Time's Up. She was like one of the
That's right.
top
That's right.
people,
Yeah.
and because she had gone to the mat for Cuomo, and I think she was like, sometimes we just learn that allies are not who we thought they were. And it's like the only thing that she had done wrong was supporting him. Like, she was involved in the smearing of a woman making allegations. What happened to Believe Women? Like,
Right.
fucking.
That's used pretty selectively.
It's not just believe. It's not she didn't believe. She was. I mean, whatever. I didn't read the report. I don't know the details. But based on what I've heard, the tweets I've seen indicate that it was a little more than just not believing her story.
Yeah, I think you saw the how the applicability of hashtag Believe Women would work when Joe Biden won the presidency.
Yeah.
I feel like we realized that had an end date tagged on it as well, and it was with Tara Reid.
Yeah, was Brittany Murphy's story true or not?
Still trips me up, I'm not going to lie, but that was a highlight of last year's podcasting, so I'm going to own it.
No, the woman's name was Tara Reid. It's not that Tara Reid.
Yeah.
And was the story true or not? I don't know. But was the general reaction to believe it? No. I think that one's easy to answer.
Yeah, that might have been, like, in some weird way, like Trump's greatest accomplishment is getting, like, all the people who, like, he absolutely was so baller at his job that woman who's in the GIF who's like screaming and crying when they announced Trump is the winner. You know what I'm talking about? I'd love to catch up with her.
Yeah.
The fact that he radicalized her into turning on Believe Women is a fucking thing, man.
What an odd place to find ourselves.
Man, it is. Okay, let me ask you this though.
That fucking bitch. Lying bitch.
Does she not know how important this is?
Yeah.
What if? How Cuomo's probably like what? Early 60s, late 50s. What if he becomes president?
I don't know.
Did he get away with that, huh?
Yeah, then I would put him back on the list, I think. I mean, that's an interesting edge case because if you do have to have a resignation as a result of it, then you are suffering consequences.
Yeah.
You're not getting away with it. It's then also other good things still happen in your life despite it, but I'm not sure if you get away with it.
I mean, the only argument I would have that you're getting away with it is if those good things in your life occur in the exact same space that you were ejected from. Like if he...
That's kind of a redemption story.
That may be a better way to put it. Yeah. Like I was going to say, like if he... I don't know, like if his kid or a grandkid wins on like Kid Top Chef, that's not really getting away with it. That's a different sort of good thing in your life. But if he becomes president, then I don't know. It's just it's so funny, dude, that everyone like I was laughing so hard about this when I saw the news this morning. Just like he didn't even do anything redeeming to have people believe him.
Yeah.
Like he was arguably the worst at handling COVID of anybody in the country.
But he got out there and he just looked down the barrel of that camera. He buzzed the lens.
It's amazing.
He made some jokes. Went on his brother's show so his brother could tell him mom wants a call.
Oh, man. That's remarkable. I hope they get a podcast.
I do hope they get a podcast.
A Twitch stream or something cool.
See, I've got a hypothetical I was thinking about driving around last night that I wanted to put to you. So you're feeling like you're kind of at the end of your car's natural life cycle.
I would actually like, as a tag to this video, I would like you to go out there and watch me and film me trying to start it.
I'm not going to do that, but that sounds amazing. What does it entail at this point?
I thought
What kind of Fred Flintstone shit are you rolling with?
Well, okay, so the car is shot. It's 12 or 13 years old.
Has it been a well-maintained 12 or 13?
It actually has. I've been really on top of the oil.
Jake.
Seriously, dude. I'm at 225,000 miles.
How's your carburetor?
I have stayed very on top of that stuff. So much so that a big mistake I made was, I think in November, I spent like $2,000 in maintenance because it was running pretty well at that time. I was hearing about chip shortages or something. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of this means.
No, that's smart.
But I probably need this car for a while
about the
longer.
chip shortages.
And now the transmission is not in a good space.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to replace that. I'm going to buy another car.
Yeah.
I got a loan from outside financing. That's the one thing I learned from my rant on buying a car. Is people were like, here's one thing you need to do. Go get your financing elsewhere. So shout out to the people who helped me with that. It was very easy.
I didn't know.
Here's what it sounds like. It sounds like when we used to do the either in the big inflatable helmet or running out of the visiting locker room, the pump up in high school football.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with like a...
Yeah. Got to remember the Titans clap for the fucking car.
And then we charge out onto the field. Except that whole thing I just did takes about 90 seconds.
Oh,
and I just sit there with it turning the whole time. Yeah.
I would have, that doesn't flood the engine. I've never understood what that means, but I've heard people say it. I heard a man say it confidently last week. He was showing me his dirt bike, and he was like, it's not starting up. I flooded the engine.
Yeah,
I nodded very confidently.
I used to hear about it a lot with personal watercraft.
Yeah, I've definitely flooded the engine.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's last legs. So yes, that is, you were describing that accurately.
So you're looking to just get rerun of what you got, right? Toyota Tercel or whatever it is.
I mean, I'd be fine with that, but there is a somewhat chance that in the next couple of years I have another child, and my wife was kind of putting the pressure on me to maybe get like a small SUV that would more easily fit 2 car seats if that is a need.
But you already have an SUV.
That's what I said, but she works a lot and she's gone a lot, so I don't know.
She can take the Tercel then.
That's what I'm saying.
So let's just go ahead and put it at Ford Escape.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Here's what I'm thinking. I was just imagining you like walking in a park. You know, maybe taking Milo for a little stroll. And this is an urban park, so sleeping on one of the benches is a homeless man. He sits up and he says, "Son." And not just like as a general thing. It's not your father. I'm not saying your father's.
He's fallen on some hard times.
No. He's doing fine. He's still in the house.
Honestly, I can see my
Custom-built
dad
home.
being the type of guy who might just go sleep in a
do
park
it.
just to do it.
Just like nature.
Right. He's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
I also could see that. But you know, you being the nice guy that you are, stop and engage him in conversation. And he reveals that, why am I doing this elaborate setup? I don't know. But I was thinking about it for a while last night. Like I was really like building the mind palace, you know?
You're constructing a treatment.
And yeah. This is going to be on Warner Brothers. They're interested. They're not buying yet, but they're interested. He's like, he suddenly turns from a homeless man into a wizard. He's got a beautiful cloak with like moving stitching. It's like magical,
Ooh,
you know?
yeah, okay, like a mushrooms type vibe.
Yeah. Like, got like crescent moons, like kind of floating. On it, you know? And he's like, I want to grant you a wish. I can give you a free, like just give you the car. You still got to pay insurance and gas and everything like that.
Okay.
But the car just goes straight to you, Ford Escape. The only catch is every time you get in and turn the key, Murray Head's One Night in Bangkok plays to completion.
Ooh.
Would you take the free car, or would you just be like, no, it's only like $20K for an escape?
How long is that? That's not that long of a song, right? It's not like it's Fish.
It's not Fish, yeah, no. But and I want to be clear, I like Murray Head's One Night in Bangkok. But I do think it's the kind of thing I would not want to hear every day for the next 10 years.
I mean, more than one time a day for sure. 3 to 4, you would have to figure.
Yeah.
How I'm gonna get specific with you here and ask how loud the volume has. Like, can it just be moderate?
Yeah, normal volume. He, being a wizard, magically knows the average volume you've left your car at during the time that you've owned it, and that's where it is.
I think I would do that. I think I'm trying to think of like the worst case scenarios, and carpool would be tough.
Every time someone else is in the car, they're just gonna be like, big Murray Head fan.
When it's my day to pick up, you know, a couple other kids or something.
And you could tell them a wizard told me I had to, but like, is that gonna go good for you?
Yeah, probably not.
You're just gonna have to nod and be like, yeah, I love Murray Head.
I think I would do that. It does make me think back to probably my favorite SNL sketch ever.
Yes.
When Willem Dafoe and Will Ferrell learn of the technology where you can get your favorite song.
Is it Private Eyes?
One of them does Working for the Weekend. And then, I think Will Ferrell gets Private Eyes, and he's just beaten, clapping, walking around the office like years later. But one time, I think that's doable.
Now, it sounds like the next thing I'd like to ratchet it up to, you're flatly turning down a free car if it plays constantly the entire time you're in the vehicle.
Yes, that's a no-go.
That's worth $20,000 to you.
30, 20, whatever. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what an escape is. It's between 20 and 30.
That would drive you,
I would think.
too insane. And plus, I get a lot done in the car, man. Mm-hmm. It's phone call time. It's.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of zen. You could sort of zone out and meditate.
No, I don't think you can. Because by like time 3, there'd be nothing zen about that.
I mean, I think that you would just tune it out. You know, I think that you would just transcend it. You'd have to learn how to. You would go home and like Google.
Yeah.
It would become a big project for you. How do I sort of
consult Wim Hof?
Lock in. Yeah, Wim could solve this problem for you.
100%. He would sign on. He would say, you can turn on any song in the world and it's playing the whole time. I'll take the free car easily. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. See, I thought you were going to say that it's like a Matt Iglesias podcast. And I have to listen to at least the first 10 minutes every time. And that I don't think I could do.
I mean, that's just a good way to pass the time.
That's just you and your car.
That's just my regular life. I'm a big
the infrastructure
big weeds guy.
Oh, he's definitely stoked on the infrastructure bill, right? He's probably got a lot of hot opinions.
You know, he had some interesting feedback for Amtrak and what they should do for the money, and I think he made great points.
What does Matty B think about Matty Y? There's no way they consider each other allies, right?
I mean, we need to talk. I think that we could. You'll have the chance to ask him this weekend, right?
I think I will be able to. We'll have to plan a time, but yes.
I would love extended thoughts, but Iglesias went on the Brunigs to promote his book. It was fine.
I mean,
I think they certainly have
high.
disagreements. I recall a time. I think that like Y blocks B occasionally. Like he'll be like, I can't handle this for a couple months, and then he'll,
I think Philip Kingston does that too.
take it off. What, to you or what?
No, I mean maybe, but without me knowing about it, no, to Brunig.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I think there was. I seem to recall an incident where B called Ezra Klein a policy cosplayer, and Y took offense and blocked him.
That's pretty sweet.
That's my recollection.
So what is Matt Iglesias's affiliation or association with the guy who ran as the rent is too damn high candidate who had the crazy mustache?
I don't know.
You know about that guy?
No.
Dude, they let him on stage. Like he was up there for Republican debates.
For president?
Yeah, you remember this guy? He wore gloves. Seriously, this is not that long ago.
No. Is it like 2004 or something?
His name is Jimmy McMillan.
I don't recall him, but I love him.
And the Wall Street Journal described him as single issue, singular candidate.
I agree with that.
This appears to have been in 2010.
See, I think that the book, The Rent is Too Damn High, came out before that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it came out a while ago.
I think you're probably right. I texted you a clip I wanted to play. You may have already seen it because I know you stay on top of all things.
I love clips.
All things Tom Hanks.
You want me to play this?
Yeah, I laughed.
Okay.
So this is why I sometimes agree with the idea that it doesn't really matter what you do as a parent.
So just checking in. Look, I've been kind of on the fence about this for a while. That's why I've never spoke on it. But with the amount of people that I know recently that have gotten COVID and with like the numbers rising, I think it's important for me to say, like, I got the vaccine. I think everybody should. I think it's really important, like, that we all do this just as like citizens, as Americans. We have to look out for each other and get this shit under control, guys. So like, I suggest to all my followers, you guys set an appointment and get the vaccine first thing. Psych! Bitch! If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never had COVID. You ain't sticking me with that motherfucking needle. It's the motherfucking flu. Get over it, okay? If you're sick, stay inside. I'm tired of having okay? Why are we working around y'all? If you're in danger, stay your ass inside. Yeah. I'm tired of wearing a motherfucking mask.
Yeah, so I didn't see this because anyone on Twitter directed me to it. I see it because I follow his Instagram and check every one of his stories.
Okay, then you can't be mad at me.
But no, I mean, I was so proud of him for the first 20 seconds, and then I really fell for the psych, and it was a tough experience for me yesterday.
Yeah, and when I saw this, I didn't look at the text around the tweet.
Yeah,
I just searched. Somebody said something about Chet Hanks, and I just watched the video.
What's
and I was
going on?
I was like, damn. This is pretty nice.
Did I tell you that me and Harper's fantasy baseball team is called Boys of White Boy Summer?
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it a lot.
And accordingly, we're fucking killing it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you anti-vax as an organization?
Yeah, all of our players are the virtual versions of them because it's not a fantasy baseball. It's a score sheet league. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Is that Stableford? Scoring?
It's reverse Stableford.
Okay.
No, they don't base it on stats. They base it on like the hypothetical idea of what stats they would put up in like a perfect world.
Jesus Christ. You're doing fantasy based on Zips projections?
Kind of, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's just, it's more complex. And yeah, so we don't employ Michael Brantley. We employ a hypothetical version of Michael Brantley that is slightly different already from the real Michael Brantley. So yes, this version of Michael Brantley is not vaccinated as per team policy.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get... It's Chet fucking Hanks. So it's not like I'm going to really deconstruct his argument here about I'm sick of wearing a mask, so don't get vaccinated. but it does make me think that maybe Tom Hanks really is dead. And it has been for some time. And that's why we've seen this wayward descent from Chet, is because he's fatherless. And the body double or the
I don't know what kind of
robot,
wayward descent you're talking about. I see
kind of
him
always
partying with hot women every night.
I guess that's true.
So who's winning that one?
But it does, like I said, it reinforces the idea that parenting doesn't matter. Nothing you try to do matters. Sometimes you'll get an upstanding individual like
that
Colin.
Tom Hanks is a perfect parent.
Colin Hanks seems pretty chill.
I would say that my understanding of most family systems like that, and take a look at my life and tell me where you are, how I arrived at this one, is that this is based on real stuff. It's not like just this is something I came up with. I haven't read the books, but I've talked to people who have, and they've explained to me what's in them.
That's all that matters.
Absolutely. In that, most families have a structure where, the idea of a golden child and a scapegoat, those aren't new words to you. Like the families usually have a person that's like selected to receive the tension, like that all of the people in the family are building up tension throughout the day. And then, it comes out and that like once you're like a little bit onto that side, it's like you remember the whole Gladwell thing about the Canadian hockey rosters, and that if you were born just after the cutoff or just before the cutoff, it made a difference, like a huge difference, not just because of anything, like it's not because they have a difference in ability, obviously, because whenever the coach shows up and one of these kids is 11 months older than the other one, he coaches that kid more because he's like, well, this guy actually has potential. He's much faster than the guy that's 11 months younger than him. And so they end up being better. Once you're kind of like selected, like once you're doing a little bit to sort of like be the one that's set out, then it's, then all of that just invites more of the tension to flow to you.
Yeah.
So I think that it makes total sense that, one child would turn out awesome and the other one would. I mean, I'm not here to admit that Chet Hanks is not awesome. I would say quite the contrary. I feel that he is the definition of awesome. But I understand what you're saying. Only one of them has a monopoly on the chest tattoos total for the family.
Yeah. I'm also seeing that they're half brothers.
Oh, okay.
So that might have some level of explanation as well, but maybe not.
Yeah, and I mean, I would just say like
I don't even really know who the fuck Rita Wilson is, by the way.
Okay.
I'm serious. Like
I mean, after the Tilda, that's less surprising than the Tilda Swinton thing. So
that's the one from the soccer team.
Yes.
And remind me, did we talk about how awesome it was that Trump was making fun of the women's soccer team?
I don't know. We certainly didn't, because I'm not even sure that I saw him make fun of the women's soccer team.
Nothing is beyond the pale, but the guy who was president 1 year ago clowning the women's soccer team for losing their first match in like 40 matches. I think it was like in the pool play. It certainly wasn't qualifying. They had qualified, but like in pool play, he was speaking and he's like, and I see they lost. I see the anti-Trump women's soccer team has lost.
Anti-Trump women's soccer. It was so great to see conservatives be like, you know what I hate? Team USA.
Yeah, no, the crowd is cheering. Like as the president is dunking on him. And then did you see his statement that he posted about them?
No.
I don't think this was in the group chat. This may have been a different one, but this is after they didn't advance to the gold medal game. They won the bronze, right? He says, this is on August 5th. This is my birthday present. If our soccer team, headed by a radical group of leftist maniacs, wasn't woke, they would have won the gold medal instead of the bronze.
Interesting point, yeah.
Woke means you lose. Yeah. Everything that is woke goes bad, and our soccer team certainly has.
Okay.
There were, however, a few patriots standing. Unfortunately, they need more than that, respecting our country and national anthem. They should replace the wokesters with patriots and start winning again. The woman with the purple hair played terribly.
No way.
I swear to God.
Turn that computer around. Let me see. I'm kidding. Okay. You don't have to do it.
And maybe it's fake. But I at the time that
the woman with the purple hair.
At the time that I saw this, I did one Google and it appeared to be real. He said the woman with the purple hair played terribly and spends too much time thinking about radical left politics and not doing her job.
Because it's certainly not true that other athletes spend too much time thinking about gun rights and don't do their job. That's never occurred.
And I just want to say,
I believe that hasn't actually occurred. I think that people have a lot of time in this world, and that you probably have time to consider left or right politics and still be a good athlete.
Yeah, that seems likely. I don't even care if this is fake. I'm going to look at the camera right now and say it. I don't care. If it's fake, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't even tell us about it.
I certainly agree. Rita Wilson had a role on Frasier.
Oh, she made
Perhaps
good.
You've heard of that.
Was she the dog?
She was Hester Rose Crane, the deceased mother of Frasier Crane.
Is she old enough to be playing, was it like flashbacks?
Must have been, because she's dead, right? But yeah, Sleepless in Seattle, That Thing You Do, certainly a movie you've seen. Jingle All the Way, Runaway Bride.
This sounds...
Just a who's who of stuff Jake likes.
Yeah, this is definitely whatever the opposite of Wheelhouse is.
You've seen I've never seen That Thing You Do, but I know enough about it to know that you've seen it because I've heard you reference things that you would only know if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've probably seen some of Sleepless in Seattle. Is that You've Got Mail?
No, that's a different movie. Jingle All the Way, you must have seen.
Yeah, I don't remember her in it because I was so taken with Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
This era of movies right here, Sleepless in Seattle.
She's the first female lead, so it must be the mom.
Okay. This era of
Liz
movies...
Langston to Howard Langston. That's the name of... Does Arnold Schwarzenegger look like a Howard Langston to you?
No, that was odd casting. This era of
the
music...
casting's fine, just don't name him that.
Right. It reminds me of that era of music. Like when I see Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, which she apparently is not in because it's not the same movie, I think of like the Gin Blossoms.
Nice, yeah, sure.
Or like Sixpence None the Richer.
Uh-huh.
Or any of the music that I really hated from the 90s. And
I saw a great tweet where it was just someone saying, misremembering which 90s hit was about meth. You know, that Sixpence None the Richer song was about meth.
No one should ever misremember that.
Well, he didn't misremember
I know,
it. He was just joking about it.
But I was surprised when we brought the lyrics of that song up, how many people had never even considered it.
Yeah, no, it's a semi-charmed kind of life for anyone who learned about this podcast yesterday.
They were pretty coy about it with the line, doing crystal meth.
Yeah.
You know, that's code.
They said
and then
that.
bumps again. Yeah, that's drug jargon that, you know, the average...
And falling asleep inside you.
Right. Who knows what that could mean?
Yeah. While we're talking Trump, first of all, I you know Joe Mandy? You have any awareness of Joe Mandy? At least from me being like, hey, I'm going to the Joe Mandy show.
Is he in the Goats?
No, he's a comedian. He wrote for Parks and Rec, which I'm aware is a show that you did not see. So
okay, but I've seen this guy before.
Okay. This starts with he posted a new thing he's selling in his store, and I bought one. Next time you're at the house, you will see it in the front yard. It's one of those in this house style signs.
Right.
But the copy is "We Believe the Legal Thriller Michael Clayton," starring George Clooney, Tilda Swinton, and Tom Wilkinson, is a vastly underrated cinematic masterpiece and easily one of the 5 best films of the 21st century, which I do believe.
I know. I recently learned
the sign. But so I had to go to his website, and for a long time, like, he used to have an active Twitter presence, and at some point, obviously made the decision that it was not healthy for him to live constantly on the hell site, and I've missed his tweets. But I learned by going to his website that, in fact, he has found a new way to do this. He has the exact, like, what Trump did when he got fired from Twitter.
The same, like, WordPress.
I mean, like, it's
standard layout.
It's the exact thing, except for the picture of Trump has Joe's just his head photoshopped onto the top. And here's a selection of the sorts of things. Oh, and he goes by Joe W. Mandy on all these because they're always Donald J. Trump. I know they're called Patriot Front, but I'm more interested in seeing that Patriot back.
I like it.
Seems like Jamie and Lynn Spears should have gone directly to jail the moment they named a child Jamie Lynn Spears. If I were a DJ, and sadly I am not, I would have already released an album this week called Critical Bass Theory.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, that's solid.
So yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're getting from the desk of Joe Mandy.
Is From the Desk of Donald J. Trump still active? I thought they shut it down.
Yeah, I think he did.
But that's so confusing.
I guess the most recent of these for Joe was July 10th, so he may have also shut it down at that time.
Yeah, I'm trying to find here from the desk of Donald J. Trump. This one's on 8/9/21, and it says the page you requested could not be found.
That was a weird post for him.
It's just broken links left and right. That's unfortunate.
If only he had more like resources and cachet, he could get a web designer.
Dude, I'm telling you, count the days till the announcement.
Of the second running?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's 100% going to run.
I cannot wait.
And he's also going to win. I agree with you.
I just need to not bet on it this time.
I don't know if I would take it right now.
Trump 2020. Let's see, 2024 odds.
Like, there was no way he was going to win with the failure fresh in everyone's mind. But, like, fresh in everyone's mind is, like, one day. Like, the day after he was out of office, I think that enough people would be like, give him a try.
Yeah. He's at plus 575 right now. Third best odds. Biden's at 375. Kamala is at 400.
Yeah, I think I'd take 575.
You want to take any other top 10 guesses here?
DeSantis.
4.
Is Pence outside the top 10?
6.
Okay. Oprah?
Oprah's not on here.
The Rock.
He's pretty far down here, but he is listed.
He is listed. All right.
He's listed with similar odds at plus 4950 to Ted Cruz, Amy Klobuchar, and Mike Pompeo.
Okay. Just think about that. They've spent their entire lives trying to do one thing that he doesn't give a shit about.
Did you see his tweet about showering 3 times a day?
No, I know that celebrities have had to weigh in on whether or not they shower.
I don't know where that's... Oh, maybe it just started with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
But, The Rock...
He's a 3 times a day guy.
And I love it. He said...
That doesn't surprise me. He seems like someone who's pretty serious about germs.
Yeah, and also he does the cold shower every morning.
Just no one who has that kind of diet is... Like, he's just so in control of every aspect of his life.
Yeah.
That, like, of course, he's clean all the time.
He's in control of every aspect of his life except when he was forced to be in Jungle Cruise.
What was the ad that you told me you saw? I don't think it was Jungle, because we saw the NBA Jungle Cruise crossover. That's what got us talking about crossover ads again.
I don't know. Let me see. What was it? I can't read all my text to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna use the N-word,
man, it's gonna
text,
really bother me. It was Jungle Cruise and Applebee's.
Two great tastes to go great together.
I'm not kidding you, dude. It's Jungle Cruise and Applebee's, and I love Applebee's. I halfway feel like we should pull it up and watch it.
Okay.
It appears to be on YouTube.
I'm interested in that.
It was, because it's ambitious to do a crossover ad, but it's more ambitious to do 2 different crossover ads for the same movie in 2 different verticals. I
mean, they're just going all in on Jungle Cruise.
They already did the one with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. I think it's that one right there.
God, I love it already. It's a jungle background as we're quickly zooming in on the dual logos for Jungle Cruise and Applebee's.
Here we go.
To Applebee's. With every $25 spent at Applebee's, you get a free ticket to Jungle Cruise, which means I'm going to see that movie 100 times.
See
And the rest
Disney's
of
Jungle Cruise. It's time to rock the boat, America.
And now
What?
it's very lazy.
I have no idea what just happened.
It's basically
It's a
just
scene from-
shots of the movie within. Oh wow, I have.
It auto played a Pizza Hut training video from 1988. It's 17 minutes. I don't think we have time for
maybe
it.
for next time.
I am interested.
Read the disclaimer.
Note, property of Pizza Hut Inc., the information contained in this videotape consists of trade secrets, is intended for use by personnel of Pizza Hut Inc., its subsidiaries, and its Pizza Hut franchises. All rights are reserved.
Yeah, this is where they hid the ingredients and the recipe and the techniques for the triple decker.
Yeah.
Which
means we should watch it.
You ultimately were able to hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just shots of people in Applebee's interspersed with
Yeah, like it's just a boat going down a river.
Yeah.
Then some steaks on the grill being flipped.
Yeah.
Then back to the boat on the river. Then a shot of a marg.
Yeah.
Eat it at Applebee's.
I'd love to know how the mechanics of the promotion work too. Like, do they give you the ticket
Right there in the store,
in the
It's delivered
neighborhood
with your receipt?
where you're eating good?
Yeah,
Or like, because it would really be disappointing to me if I learned that while they're promoting you get a free ticket to Jungle Cruise, they'll actually just give you a ticket to the cinema and you get to choose the movie.
no way.
That would frustrate me.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair
Yeah, if you choose to go see
to Jungle Cruise.
fill in the blank, as I just figured out, I know no movies that are out right now.
Well, there's Jungle.
I had a joke, but then I didn't have a joke.
No, there's some good movies out right now. Although I was gonna say No Sudden Move because I watched that and I loved it. But I think it is not in theaters. I think it's HBO Max only.
I saw it.
You saw it? Did you like it?
I did quite a bit.
Awesome.
But I would have, much like with Trump and Bloodsport with Eric, if I would have had somebody to simply either do a cut or fast forward to fat Brendan Fraser scenes alone,
dude.
I would have been
So good.
I would have been pretty okay with just that.
Like I was telling Megan, I watched like I had it on before. I think that like I asked her if she wanted to watch it and she said no, and then I stopped halfway through and like came back, and I was like, they got Brendan Fraser, but he's fat.
It's like really,
and she was like, oh yeah. I was like, no. I mean, really fat.
yeah. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the idea that someone, I don't know, whatever. I won't say that because to talk about any part of it is, like, kind of to spoil it. So,
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of
I won't
twists.
comment further. But it dealt with, like, while being a classic caper, dealt with a lot of, like, boring-ass themes that I find super important. So,
Yes,
I liked it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Do you know Detroit was the 4th largest city in America during that time period?
I mean, I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
I just always I'm constantly trying to get a handle on Detroit's rise and fall. I think it's one of the more interesting American stories. But I think that they were already declining by that point. Like I think 40 to 50, I think they lost people, and so it's not like the peak. But just whoever thinks about Detroit now, aside from me, like I would say it's a weird thing that someone who doesn't live in Detroit, ever consider it. But like it used to be, I mean, what's the 4th largest city now is Houston, I think.
Yeah.
Although I heard from a friend who recently moved to Houston, the realtor told them that upon release of the census, they expect to move past Chicago.
Well, Chicago's losing ground fast.
Not losing ground fast. I think they've been like neutral for a decade, something like that. I guess that's losing ground.
Yeah.
They're not losing people.
But I think maybe last year they did for the first time.
I mean, it's always like around it is a northern city. Like the fact that it's held steady while Detroit, St. Louis, Cleveland, etc. have fallen off is quite a testament to how wonderful it is.
I would agree. I'm not even going to charge you with spin zone here. I can tell you one other person who's pretty into Detroit, and I don't know if his plan really worked out or not. Dan Gilbert.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you know that whole story?
Yeah, that he owns like the entire downtown.
Yeah, he dumped tons of money. He moved Quicken Loans there and then bought a bunch of other stuff to try to, I guess, bring it back.
Yeah.
but I haven't heard much of an update.
I mean, I think it's probably doing better. Couldn't be doing worse. It's fucking amazing. If you ever, I mean, I think that whenever I went, I came back and gave the stories and everything, so I won't just repeat them. But, if you want to get a sense of what it must be like to live in, Syria immediately after the conflict or something like that, there's parts that can really give you that impression.
Yeah, I've never been.
I mean, I'd like to say terrible things about Ann Arbor, but as a honest person, I can't.
Ann Arbor's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to. I want to see. This is like the backdrop of fucking COVID in every conversation we have. But like, I have this. I guess what I'm laying out here as a dream is something that you've been regularly doing for several years now. So it almost lets me know how pathetic my life is.
Not trying to do that.
But I'd love to just pick 3 college games a year and go somewhere different every year. Now, the problem with this is Cowboys post game.
Yeah.
Which is fun. It pays well.
I mean, I think that you should make it a regular, like the bye week, you should dedicate yourself. Every bye week, you're picking whatever the biggest college game is that year in the Cowboys bye week.
Well, the problem there is twofold. One,
I'm married.
It turns out that she's like, hey, this is the one weekend this fall you're off. Let's do something.
Mm-hmm.
And 2,
well, she can go.
She did go last time, but
I think she liked it whenever we went to Notre Dame, Texas. Seemed like everyone had a fun time.
For sure. The last one we did, though, but that's in Chicago, though.
Yeah.
It's not like Oxford, Mississippi.
You could find, whatever. Like,
yeah, you're right.
1, college towns are awesome. 2, everywhere, has a fun weekend worth of stuff.
Yeah. But
I don't have a 3.
Well, my other thing was just the last one we did was Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I thought I was going to make an annual trip for, the foreseeable future. Schedules just don't always line up.
Yeah.
The assholes in the
league office.
Yeah, what's the address?
5 Park Ave or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Isn't it Park Ave?
Yeah, but I always love the way Peter King just throws that around as a little term.
So
for
fucking obnoxious.
It's very obnoxious.
Like the entire fucking world gives a shit about the North fucking East.
Yeah. No, it's not One Cowboys Way in Frisco.
One Cowboys Way.
That's what just came up.
Yeah.
345 Park Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The folks at 345 Park didn't like that too much.
Oh, my God.
Shut the fuck up, Peter. Honestly, I would rather hear about your goddamn coffee.
I was told that by Andrew Luck in the cold tub.
Yeah.
When he called me last night.
Yeah. What's he up to?
Probably finally finished Game of Thrones.
That's tight.
Actually, I don't know if he did because he said he was never going to watch it until they finished the books. And he said he was just waiting on George to release however many more.
What a power play.
And he'd read all the books.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
How many Wikipedia pages did Blake Bortles get through?
That was a really good bit, pardon my take had once upon a time.
That was an amazing bit. Andrew Luck had a book club, and Blake Bortles was just reading a Wikipedia page.
I remember the first time I ever heard them do that bit with PFT, with Big Cat and Blake Bortles. I believe they were reading the Wikipedia page for clouds.
Probably a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, and I remember listening to it, this is several years ago, and Blake Bortles being like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I stopped reading halfway down the page.
It's probably a long fucking page.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah, that's kind of cool from the Andrew Luck standpoint that he just went away.
Yeah.
You don't hear from him at all. I doubt he's on Twitter.
Yeah, and he's not. It's not like he half went away and he's getting praise for going away, but then won't just shut the fuck up about all these fucking paintings he's doing. It's an actual go away.
Come on,
it's nice. I like that.
Come on, the paintings are fine.
What? Now he's your friend?
I'm not. I didn't say he's my friend.
Roll over. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on my radio show, sir.
All right. I don't know.
Got one last thing for you. Dr. Phil took a woman's leg off.
What happened here?
This was in 2002, but I'd never heard of it. I've been rereading the Bill James book, Popular Crime, what I've long said is my favorite book in existence.
Yeah.
And, I'd gone back and reread different parts, but I mean, I smoke enough pot that I don't remember what's in the book at all. So it's like it's a fresh book to me. And
That's most books for me, man.
yeah,
I do like the iPad or Apple Book bit of highlighting.
Yeah.
I just like it because you can then quickly see. I guess I do it thinking I'm going to use it for show purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to be able to, like, at the end of a chapter or even at the end of a book, I'll look at the stuff I highlighted.
Okay.
And then that stays there forever. Should I want to?
That is cool.
You know, because with a physical book, you're flipping through highlighting, and I don't like highlighting real books.
Yeah. I mean, I can't read on, like, it was a real eye-opening moment when I went over to Alex's house, and he'd been reading a book on his iMac, and I was just blown away. I didn't know that anyone actually did that because, and I mean, even like reading it on the iPad, just because I don't have the attention. Like I would have to check Twitter. Like I only can read books because I take my phone and I place it across the room. And then I'm too lazy to get up.
I don't put Twitter, messaging, or email on the iPad.
Okay.
Now, I still occasionally am like, I wonder if they've traded for Goron yet. Let me Google it.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit easier when you actually have to. But I'm a big fan of the % left thing.
That's nice. I would like to have that, but it's not. I mean, I couldn't do it. Like if it had Safari on there, I just wouldn't be able to. So I don't know. It made me realize possibly the diagnosis I've been denying my entire life that I have ADHD could be accurate, but we'll have to do some more research and find out. But so I was reading the book again, and indeed, just as I suspected, I remembered about 5% of it. So there are lots of new things that I'm excited to learn about all over again. And maybe if I read it again, like if I read it every 5 years for the rest of my life, maybe by the end I'll like hold some of it. Although I don't think that's how memory goes. I think it gets worse as you go along.
Yeah, and I think you also better die the day after you finish it. Because if you're closer to like 4 years and 350 days, no chance.
Nothing. Yeah, so there's a woman. She used to be in Playboy and then became a cop. I think I have the timeline right there, but I'm not positive.
Fuck yeah.
And then Jake, notably pro-police. And then her husband was killed. Her husband's ex-wife was killed. And she was fingered for the job.
Yeah, okay.
And
cheap.
She denied it and then was sent to prison on it, but escaped prison, ran to Canada, and Canada said, we'll give her back if she gets a new trial. Like, we think that she does have some good points here. We're not just going to, like, let her here forever. We're not just going to set her free, but if you want her back, we want her to get a fair hearing.
Can I stop you right here and say this is like the hottest story of all time?
What's hot about the Canada part?
Well, we have a playmate who became a cop, probably a busty cop.
Yes.
Went to jail.
Escaped jail.
That and fled the country?
Yeah.
That's incredible. This movie should be promoted in conjunction with Applebee's.
Well, I mean, at this point, she's got 2 legs. So we've got a lot left to go.
Okay.
But yeah, so she said, so she, I think got like time served or something, but they had not officially exonerated her for the murder that she had been convicted of at one point. And she said that she and her father are very close. This is according to her attorney. He has terminal cancer. It's really important to her that her name be cleared before he dies. And Dr. Phil told her that if she came on the show, he would pay for DNA tests to be run to prove that she was not the murderer.
Okay.
And then once she showed up, I think that there was some kind of switcheroo with the hotel. Like they told her it was going to be one hotel, it was a different hotel. She shows up to the different hotel, and they had like a armed guard standing outside her room the whole time.
Like what we've heard that they do with troubled teens on that show.
Yeah, and so they were more or less like holding her in a way that was not clear if it was or wasn't against her will. Or she says it was against her will. And so she wanted to get out of the hotel, and the armed guard was at the door. So she fucking hopped the window.
Oh, no, she went Omar.
Broke her leg, and the break was sufficiently bad, like she'd severed an artery or whatever. They had to amputate her fucking leg. Because of the Dr. Phil show.
Did Dr. Phil have to provide any sort of monetary, what's the word?
Werher, that's the lawyer, said that late last year, Dr. Phil producers agreed to pay $20,000 for DNA test. Oh, if she would appear. All right, so that's not anything further.
I'm just wondering if she was made whole, and I don't mean that in terms of with a whole nother leg.
Still have the leg. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I feel like I would sue the shit out of him for that.
Yeah, I also think that I would.
And
there definitely was court cases about it. I do not recall. I don't know how they resolved.
He must have the best lawyers this side of Jackass.
I mean,
or
he
South
for
Park.
him. Yeah.
Because I feel like every single episode is a suit in waiting.
Yes.
I mean, every one of them. And we've talked to people who have been on that show before. And, after we talked about Danielle Bergoli and you were starting Life Skills, a dude emailed us and was like, it's a fucking nightmare. Like, everything about it made things worse for us. For my daughter, for my wife, for everybody. I don't know how he's kind of still cooking. He kind of might be the king of getting away with that, huh? Because
he might be.
His whole show is built on getting away with it.
Yeah. I don't.
He doesn't fit the normal mold.
Yeah, and is the show still on? I think yes. You know what? Because when I was in LA last week, I drove by a lot that had it like it was where it was shot, so it had the fucking big poster of him up.
I would love to go to that.
Yeah. That's right.
3,000 episodes he's done.
So
how's that possible?
I don't know, dude. The sign was pretty faded. They hadn't put up a new one recently. So maybe he's kind of on his way out. But and he's under so much heat now. It feels like most people kind of know what's going on here.
I will make it my solemn promise to you that one day I will see a Dr. Phil show live. Maybe it's when he does something from back here in Denton or something.
No, I would happily go back. I mean, I think that George is going to be out there for a while. I am sure that he would love to go with us to a Dr. Phil taping. We should make that happen.
And if we can't, and it's because of COVID, that's when COVID will be real for me.
That's when it's real. That's when you will disagree with Chet Hanks and tell people they ought to get vaccinated.
That's right. Yeah. Chet Hanks. Yeah. All right. Good times.
She was captured in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
And see, here's my question.
So many great details in this story.
Is Playboy not picking up the phone like, I don't know, it's a novelty issue now. Maybe we do the one-leg escapee.
Ooh, I've got let's end on this.
Okay.
I had an Amazon return. That's the story. No, I had an Amazon return, and it was one of those. It seemed like the easiest thing to take it to the lockers. You know, the Amazon locker return.
I've never dealt with that before. I've shipped stuff back before, but I've never done it the other way.
Yeah, I didn't feel like doing the whole finding whatever. So they told there was one. It was down the street. It was like at some like discount store or whatever in the store. But yeah, it was just. You know, it was on my way to get dinner, and I stopped for 2 seconds and did it. So I had a package. So I'm walking into, a discount store with a package, like a dollar store kind of place. And there's a security guard posted at the door. And he's like, he's security guard / greeter. Like anyone that comes in, he's trying to let them know that like he's a presence. Like I think that they just probably had a lot of problems with shoplifting at the store. And so I have my Amazon package and it's not immediately apparent to me where the lockers are. And he's like saying like, hello, sir, can I help you? Like, that's what he says. So I'm like, yeah, I just need to know where the lockers are. And that was when I realized I was asking for directions from a man who had no arms at all.
Oh, no.
He kind of had the nub and he just pointed at the locker.
Buddy. How did it?
It all happened so fast.
I don't think that I've ever...
And I think it's good. I was treating him.
That's true. There is a compassionate play here for you
with
to make.
the full, how I would treat everyone.
I don't think I've ever looked at someone missing a limb for longer than a quarter of 1 second without recognizing that they're missing a limb.
It was pretty simultaneous.
Let alone 2 limbs on the upper half.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like as I was thinking, like, wow, 0 arms. Like that was as the words were leaving my mouth of just point me in the direction of the lockers.
But he got the job done.
Absolutely.
I feel like I need to learn about these lockers. Is this a relatively new thing? Because I've
I
never.
think they've had them for a couple years.
Okay.
I mean, if you own a mailbox, it's kind of irrelevant to have lockers. But I don't know. The returns, I think it's a hassle. And I feel like when I was a kid, my parents had the mailbox with the flag. And like if they had mail they wanted the mailman to take, they would raise the flag. I don't feel like that deal's being offered to me.
No. And if I have to send something, if it's like in an envelope, I leave it hanging half out. And that doesn't feel safe either.
Yeah, and especially with a package. So it's easier to drive to the discount store is much closer than the post office. So,
And your mailbox not going to provide you this opportunity for A, a story, and B,
just meeting new people.
For you to make somebody's day by treating them just normal.
That's right. I'm waiting on my badge anytime.
My
medal.
We'll see you.
That's it for tonight. The high school special is next, so until tomorrow, for everyone who's been a part of this one,
I'm TC and Jake.
We do thank you for watching. Good night.